especially with this genre that is like we were talking about the other day, that is pretty much faceless. I mean, unless you count, for example, Mondo Loops, that has a great YouTube channel.
Yep.
William Hatton and Eldre.
Yep.
And my favorite, Bad Snacks.
Yeah. She's great. Yeah.
I'm a super fan, man. Like, I have to. I'm a fanboy with her. But yeah, like other than that, there's not a lot of things going on as opposed to pop, for example, that everyone has everyone in the pop industry has a YouTube channel. Everyone in the pop industry has an Instagram. I found many producers, lo-fi producers from the Lo-Fi Beats playlist that like I just go there to listen to some new stuff, and then I go to their profile on Spotify, and I find that they don't have like a Twitter or Instagram linked up, and I'm like, how did this guy they just make music, and they don't promote themselves, and they have like millions of streams.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing because I made because of your episode that it's something that I've always thought about and talked about, but when your episode a couple weeks ago when you were discussing that, it made me put out a couple pieces of content just explaining how I felt about it. And I believe, yes, it's a faceless genre just because most producers hide behind the music. Partly, I think, because they don't really have to do anything. Some producers are just like anything, anomalies. They're fortunate. They've been in great positions to have connections or be with lo-fi labels that have connections with Spotify, Apple Music to get on playlists, and they don't have to, like the majority of us, showcase our talent, talk about things, put our face out there to, essentially become a brand so people can associate us with something. And I wish there was a lot more of that, because I think too many times lo-fi producers or people getting into it, I think just look at it from the standpoint of, well, maybe if I can get on a Lo-Fi Beats playlist, then I can just make, $5,000 a month, and I don't really have to do anything else. That's just not me. Mm-hmm. And that's why while I create music, it's not my main focus. So therefore I know, because I'm not putting my 100% of the pie to just the music or trying to make the sound that will fit that.
Yep.
Yes, I sacrifice the plays. I don't get anywhere near the plays of that, but that's okay, because I've been growing my presence a lot more than they have, and I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's like a whole thing. Like you can divide, like you said, your efforts, and if you're putting your efforts on social media, I think is more valuable in the long run.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
Because like in one of your videos, you said it perfectly. You're gonna be pulled out of those playlists anyway.
Yeah.
At some point, your song is not gonna be there anymore, and unless you keep producing something that is, I don't know if it has to be similar in the sound, but unless you produce something worthy of them accepting it in that playlist, then you don't have any streams, because even if you, let's say for example, if you go to 300,000 streams, monthly listeners on Spotify from the Lo-Fi Beats, and then your song gets out of the playlist, those streams are going to go down very fast,
definitely.
And then you're done. It's like a whoop, it's like a peak, and then you go down again. But with social media, you can keep that peak for longer and stay up there for longer.
Yeah, I think that stuff works in the long run, because we mentioned him just now, but I really think Eldre is an anomaly in this community, because he started doing YouTube and creating tutorials and just showing his process for years and years and years. And then he got into remixing and flipping songs, either they're funk remixes or lo-fi remixes. And of course, Steven Universe blew up on on TikTok. And the thing with that, though, is he ended up getting so many people to actually just check his stuff out, so much so that he naturally built constant traffic to Spotify, and just his numbers just grew. It wasn't just because up until that point, even with Steven Universe being huge, that song didn't get on a editorial playlist. His first Spotify playlist was a viral playlist based off of TikTok. It wasn't even anything to do with lo-fi. Yeah. So it wasn't until he built, this foundation and built this thing that so many people started coming to it, that at some point Spotify definitely recognized him enough to be like, okay, this guy's a force here. And that's something I've always just liked, that he came at it just a different way, I think, at a time where it really just stuck out, where again, he was part producer and part artist, but part educator. And I think he just built up this community that followed him. And then when something blew up, then everyone just kind of was like, all right, let me go check this out, and dug it. And it just kept snowballing to the point where it's like, now he's getting these opportunities. Like, I think he just released a video where I think he's going to have a collaboration with Lo-Fi Girl. And it just snowballed. So I think that's really kind of a lesson to just, if he just hid behind those songs, he probably would have never got to that point.
Never. Yeah. As fast and to that point. Yeah, for sure. I think that Eldre is, like you said, an anomaly in this case, because like I think he's one of the few, if not the only one, that's done as consistent, that's been as consistent with YouTube and Instagram than any other. And I'm talking, I'm talking Mondo Loops, I'm talking Basanax, I'm talking like everyone. Like he was. I don't know if every week, but every week I saw like a new YouTube channel, a YouTube video, and they were good videos. Yeah.
He has a personality and the education, and it's entertaining. Again, I think if you can entertain and educate, it's a win-win, and he's good at that because he makes fun of himself. He keeps little errors and edits, and he makes fun of himself throughout the video, and then he still shows you how he does stuff. I think it works.
Yeah, for sure. And with Steven Universe, I think that his audience from Instagram, when Steven Universe blew up, I think they helped him a lot as well to share that song. And that became like a huge part of the virality of that song, because everyone is using it still.
Yeah, he happened to make a perfect song, a perfect beat that even people outside of the community, if you see on social media, are using it, because no matter the emotion, whatever content, if it's something sad, if it's something happy, if it's something sentimental, it just works. It fits over every type of emotion. And I know in the back of his mind he wasn't thinking that, but he happened to achieve that, which I think is great. That he made a piece of music that literally for any emotion you could put under, and it works, and it enhances it.